Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you something pretty simple, to be honest. This video is going to be super short, super to the point, but I was just editing this morning and I was editing a project that you guys are about to see. Don't worry, there's plenty of Instagram posts and a whole video coming on it. And if you can piece two and two together in this video, you might be able to figure out what it is. But anyway, I use a lot this technique of expanding my images in Photoshop. So I make them slightly larger or increase the background or whatever it is. And it was such a simple technique that I never thought that you guys would like to know it, but I use it so often. And it was something that, I taught myself and I've never really seen online. So I figured that, hell, I'll make a video about it and see if anyone uses it. So today we're going to be jumping into my computer and I'm going to be showing you guys how I go about expanding my backgrounds, expanding my images, or just making my images fit certain aspect ratios that I want to. So I'll see you guys in my computer. But first, if you're new to the channel, if I'm a new face, my name is Tom Noske. I'm a photographer, digital artist, and filmmaker from Melbourne, Australia. And yeah, welcome to my channel. My Instagram is @TomNoske, so head over there and check it out. And before I get into this little tutorial, I would really appreciate if you could hit the like button and subscribe. But if not, wait around till the end of the video. I might be able to persuade you. So I'll see you on my computer. Alright, so here's the original image that I'm working with. This was a shot that I took with Maddie Gilbert the other night down in St Kilda Beach. Yes, if you're from Melbourne, if you can believe it, this is St Kilda Beach. You got the city in the background. Yeah, it's unbelievable how beautiful it looked on this particular occasion. If you're not from Australia and not from Melbourne and you're not familiar with St Kilda Beach, it's not normally this pretty. So anyway, we were taking these shots and we had the goal of getting some really clean reflections. Now I knew I wanted to do stuff with the images afterwards and manipulate them quite a lot, but I didn't really plan too much beyond that. And what inevitably happened is I was thinking composition whilst I was there and I wasn't thinking composition once I got back to my computer. So what's inevitably happened is I've gone about and filled the frame nicely with her and her reflection rather than leaving enough room to fill the frame the way I want to in post. So I've masked her out here of this image, and the way I've done that is I've actually gone in and painted it. I use selective mask, but it's never quite accurate, so I always recommend patience with masking is always the key. Take your time and your mask will only look better. Once I've gotten that, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to bring it over to my project file that I'm working on, and I'll delete that because I realized halfway through editing this that this was going to be a good tutorial. Now, that'll probably help you figure it out, but that was the old image or the image before this image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one because I no longer need it, and I'm going to paste the new Maddie or the next Maddie into this image. I'm going to resize to the framing that I want for her, and what I've realized is if I fill the frame with the original image and I have the horizons meeting like so, then what happens is I'm cutting off Maddie's head in the reflection. We don't want that. We want to fill the frame the way I want to, but we want it to be a slightly top-heavy composition because I like the look of top-heavy compositions. That's just me. It's entirely up to me, but that's what I like to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this back up to the top here, and that is a composition that I'm really enjoying. Hold on, just for ease of your eyes, because you guys have probably got no idea what the hell's going on with this project file right now. I'll just turn off these specific files and we'll turn them back on in a little bit. Or maybe I'll leave that for another video. So what I'm going to do here to do this is I'm going to go over here to the marquee tool. I'm going to make a selection within these guide layouts that I've set out for myself to make it specific for each image. I'm going to hit Control T and make sure you're selected on the layer that you want to do this to. I'm going to hold Shift and I'm going to drag out. Now this is a really good technique if there's not a lot of distance to travel or there's not a lot of detail in the background or you're not trying to preserve anything. If you want to preserve something, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to select the section that you want to select. You're going to, rather than hitting Control T, you're going to go up to Edit and you're going to go down to Content Aware Scale. And what this is going to do is it's going to use the Content Aware tool in Photoshop to almost guess what you want to do, and you'll notice that it's began to stretch certain areas. It hasn't stretched other areas, but for this particular image I'm actually looking to do it with just a simple stretch because I'm going to be removing that background anyway. So I'm going to select that area, I'm going to hit Control T, I'm going to hold Shift and I'm going to drag that out. Now you'll notice straight away that this can be a perfect tool if I wanted to go ahead and bring this background up, bring it all the way up to the top, all of a sudden you've got a much larger image that doesn't look like it's been stretched in any way. It actually looks quite natural. This can be an awesome way of using tighter lenses to make it look like a wider look. So say if you're shooting on an 85 like I was, or even up to 200 millimeters, say if you're shooting, a full body portrait like myself, and you want to make the background nice and expansive, fill the frame a little bit more with more background and make it look sort of, that weird combination of compressed and wide at the same time. I really like the look of those images, but that's entirely up to me. So yeah, that's the tutorial for today. I'm going to jump out of my computer and I'll chat to you guys in a sec. So yeah, that was the video for today. It was short, snappy, and to the point. I hope you really enjoyed this sort of style of video. I was literally just editing and I decided that this would be a great tip that you guys need to hear. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed any of the videos that I've been putting out recently, I would really, really appreciate it if you could hit the like button and subscribe. But as always, it's entirely up to you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.